Hello everybody and welcome to Erndales. So we're going to continue on with making our little slow stitch bear. Before we start doing that, I just want to say a very warm welcome to any new people who have joined in this little adventure. And I also want to say an exceptionally thank you to Aunt Beck's Creation. Becky, thank you for mentioning my channel and my project, and I have some new people thanks to you. So thank you very much, Becky, for the little shout out. I really do appreciate that. So today we are going to focus on eyes for the bears. But before we do that, I'm just going to do a little catch up about my bear because yes, I did start another bear. I sort of knew if I cut out the pattern that I wouldn't be able to just leave it there and work on something else. So I have started mine. I have collaged. I'm just working on the head pieces right now, the two sides and the gusset and the ears. I'm only going to do the head for right now, she says. But I'll show you my progress. I just did little clips as the week was going on. But today I really want to concentrate on eyes because eyes can be difficult on soft toys. You know, a lot of people don't know what to do with the eyes. So there's lots of different things that you can do. And I've made enough soft toys and dolls where I've gotten a little bit adventurous when it comes to eyes. And even with my big collage pieces, and I'm going to show you here some of the eyes I've done, a couple of the eyes that I've done on some of my art pieces. So don't be afraid of what am I going to do with the eyes. I'm going to give you some help with that. So those eyes were all just done with fabric and a little bit of paint, acrylic paint. Now, on the eyes that I'm doing with Olive's bear, well, why don't I just grab that and show you? Hold on. Oh, by the way, I'm in the spare bedroom right now. It is so hot upstairs. I can't stand it. There is air conditioning up there, but the vent is really small. And so by the time it gets down to the end where I do my work, it's not very nice. When I did Olive's bear, this is one of the sides of that head. I embroidered that with the intention of doing more work on it as well. But I found when I was going through my stuff, some eyes. So I decided for her bear, because this is a toy bear, she's going to be playing with this one. I decided for her bear, I would put these kind of eyes on. Now you can purchase these. If you're in the States, you have lots of choices of places where you can go to buy eyes. Here in Canada, I would have to order them. And these I've had for a long time. So I am converting this eye to this eye. But for my bear now, because my bear is going to be totally different, and I'll show you sort of what I'm talking about. I got a needle attached here. My bear is going to look like this. I've just started to do some stitching on it. And I'm going to want my eye to be, I don't want a plastic eye on it. And I really don't think I'm going to do a stitched eye either. I think I'm going to do a fabric eye. So that is sort of what I wanted to talk about. Like even for stitching an eye, there's different ways you can stitch an outline and then just stitch the pupil and then make a little white dot, because the white dot gives your focus of your animal. And in my opinion, when you're making something like this, it's the eyes that make the character. You can do anything you want on here, but it's not until you put the eyes on that you actually see the, now this is going to sound funny, soul of your character. The eyes really do make up your character. So those are the kind of eyes I think I'm going to do on my bear. Small, you know, this size. like this, but like those bigger eyes. And I actually think I'm going to add an eyelid and eyelashes to mine. I think I haven't ever done an eyelid, so I think it's going to be kind of an experiment, and maybe I'll just take a piece of fabric and make myself an eye on there and try it. But I think it would be quite doable. So for those of you who are new, this is the bear that sort of started this madness. This is the gusset and the two head pieces. This bear I'm making for my great niece, Olive. That's why it's called Olive's bear. So here are the head pieces and the gusset. And I've gone quite far. I haven't finished this by any means. And here is the body. And I have added little sayings. This is a Seuss saying here. I've added little hearts, some flowers, little duck. And I've done mostly just running stitch, but I've done it with different colors. I've done it in different ways. Here I'm just adding some rickrack now. So this is the body, and I've sewn this body together already. And I will show you how to do this later on. Once you get everything stitched, we'll actually do a video on how to put the bear together, because I have not talked about that yet. This is the top of one of the arms. So I made a little pocket here, and I put a little doll. I will attach the doll so it doesn't fall out. She'll be able to take it out. It'll be on a long string, but it'll always have to go back in there. And I did a little I love you, Olive. I couched this on, but see, all of this is just mostly running stitch here. I did in some places do a little bit of embroidery. I think on the face. Was it on the face? Yeah, I did a little flower here. And I did a little bit of blanket stitch along here. I didn't do a whole lot because it's for a child. She's not really going to care. Oh, and here I think I did some flowers on here. I did stitch these flowers. I just went over what was already on the fabric. So there's one arm. I haven't done the feet yet, the legs. This is one leg. This piece of fabric here already had this on, so I just left it, and I'm going to collage, or I'm going to stitch over top. The two legs I haven't done yet. This is one of the inside of the arms, and I've already attached my pad, and I've done some extra stitching on the pads. So this is going to be for the left arm, and as I mentioned before, well, this one will be for this one. So these two pieces will be sewn together, and this will be the top of the arm, and this will be the inside of the arm. As I mentioned before, there's got to be a left and a right. So when you cut out your pieces, you have to make sure that you are thinking about that. This is the right arm, and it has another saying, a little magic can take you a long way. And a little flower and some braid. And this is the inside. I haven't stitched it yet. So that will go like this. And then the ears, I've done some of them. This ear I've done, I put a puppy in there and I just stitched over it. And then this was how I did it. I just cut out a little piece and then I just stitched over it. And so it's still there, but it's not, you can't see the edges or anything like that. And I'm working on a cat because she has a cat and a dog. And here's another one that I did that way. Just another little puppy. So these are the ears. They will be sewn together. One will be like this and one will be like this. I think I'm going to do the inside. This will be the inside of the ear, and this will be the inside, and the outside will have, or maybe I'll alternate it. One of them will have this on the inside. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And, oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Here are the other two legs. I haven't done the legs at all. So, and I haven't done the pads either of the feet. I've started, but I haven't really done much. So that is Olive's bear, and that is what kind of started me on this other bear journey. Now, my bear that I'm making for myself is totally different than Olive's bear. I am using up some of my stash of my hand-dyed things that I've dyed myself. So this is the comparison, I guess you would say. My bear to Olive's bear. My bear is going to be, I'm calling it a memory bear because I'm using fabrics from my mom, from my aunt, who was very dear to me, even from my great-grandmother. There's going to be fabrics in here. Some of these fabrics were passed on to me by other people. Most all of them, well, I think all of them actually, have been either tea dyed or tea and rust dyed. Some of the fabrics were from clothing. Some of them were like from, I'll show you another. This is the other half. This is from, and this is from a linen tablecloth that belonged to my grandmother. And I didn't dye this one, but I did dye this one. So yeah, all of the fabrics are from a memory of somebody that was very dear to me. And then I'm adding, like I'm doing here, I'm adding little pieces of lace. I will add ribbons, anything like that. This is going to be one of the ears for my bear. I just cut out a piece of an old, actually it's a totally ripped up piece of lace. I don't even know where I got it. I think I just got it out of a recycle place. And I did dye it a little bit, just in very light tea dye, just to make this part here a little darker, because this was white. The netting part was white, and now it is a nice creamy color. And so I will just stitch over this whole thing, and it'll be there, but it won't be as noticeable. Just like I'm doing here, I'm stitching right over it. I have a little piece of red underneath. I have a little fabric, a red fabric underneath, and I'm putting this on, and I'm just stitching it all across, and I'm just using this thread, which I think is really old. I think this is really old crochet cotton, but I like it. It really does a nice stitch on something fine like this. So this is going to be my bear, and I'm only working on, I've got the two fronts basted down. The ear is basted except for this. This ear is basted. You see I've done the invisible baste, and I'm going to be putting that doily on it. And here is the head gusset. It also is basted. By basted, I mean my fabrics are basted. And I'm just fooling with this piece of a doily, and I think I'm going to put this here because this will be like the forehead. This will be the nose, and this will be the forehead. So this piece would be right on the top of the head. That's what I'm thinking now, but I'm nowhere near there. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've just started to actually do some stitching on this piece. Oh, and here's the other two ears. I haven't basted them yet. I've just pinned on my fabric. So this is what I'm working on now. So the eyes. What I'm thinking of doing on my bear is I will make a round eye, but then I'm going to make a piece like this. But it'll be the size of this. So it would be like this, sort of. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe not that big, maybe smaller. But so you'll only see, and maybe I won't come down that far. Okay, let's do a bigger eye. I'm not a drawer, but I can figure it out. I maybe will do it like this. So it'll have of course this will be more round like that. So it'll have a thing, and it'll come right down. And this part will be fabric like what my head is. And then this will be probably, I would think I will do this either a very, very dark brown. Yes, I think I'll do this brown, and then the pupil inside will be black, and then I'll do the dot. So, and then I'm going to put lashes on. So I will put my eyelashes like this. And I'm just going to put the eyelashes using thread. I think I will just use thread to do the eyelashes, maybe in a different color, a totally different color, so they stick out. So that's my idea for my eye. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make an eye just out of a piece of fabric first, just to see what happens. And if it works, I might just pop that one on there, or I might just do a whole new one for my bear. So there's some ideas for eyes. You can use felt, you can use fabric, you can stitch them, you can buy plastic ones. Size-wise, I really don't know what the size of these are, but I can tell you, where is that other bear? What I used for this was just a very small bobbin of thread, and I just made a circle and I stitched it. Okay, I think this was the size that I used for my eye. Yes, it is. So you could go with that size. This is just from a spool of thread. You could go a little bit bigger. That's quite a bit bigger. I don't think I would go quite that big. This one I think was perfect. So what I would do is I would pick I think I like this color. So obviously I've made eyes out of this before, and I think I have. So I would put that down there. I'm going to do it. Let's just make an eye and see what happens. So I'm just going to draw around here. And you don't have to use paint. You can use thread if you want to add the elements of your eye with thread. Use thread. I just use paint on those big pieces, but you don't need to. So there's my circle. This is not going to be completely circle, but it doesn't really matter, because whatever's not round, I got to put glasses on. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, so much better with glasses. Oh, that was why it was so tough. I was going through a seam. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't cut. So this part here that's not quite round, I'm going to use for the top. Because remember, I'm going to put a little lid over it anyway. So there's my eye. Now with this fabric here, I think because it's got a little bit of pattern on there, which I think would be kind of cute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to think about what part do I want, because I can get two lids out of this, can't I? Not really. Actually, I think it would be better to cut it a little bit bigger. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down, because I don't want to draw on it, and I'm going to cut it a little bit larger, because I want it to come to the side of the eye a little bit. Now I'm just experimenting here. I'm just playing with this idea. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We'll see. And if it works, you're welcome to try it yourself. Okay. So there's my eye. Now I'm going to fold that in half. Is that what I'm going to do? Yep. And then I'm going to slice it right down the middle. Now, this, yeah, that might work. That would go there, but I'd have to trim this properly. Or would it go like this? Oh yeah, that's the way it goes, like this. And I might just round that off a little bit, but maybe not. So I'll bring this down a little bit more. Come on, move. Now, I need to make, now, really for me, I would just use my ink and do the pupil here. But you're not going to do the whole pupil. You're just going to do a little bit of it. And then whatever I want. And then I'm just going to take, this is, should be a little bit, this might work actually. Take a little bit off of this here. It's a little bit too round. I think it would take a little bit of playing around, but I think it's doable. So that would be the lid. Where's my bear? Eye is about here. That would be the lid. I guess we'd have to do it this way, right? Bear in mind, you're going to be sewing this together. So you're going to have probably a scant 1/4 inch, or maybe even, I wouldn't even go a 1/4 inch, but so you might need to move this in a little bit more, just so that you don't lose your work. So you put that like that. You will have a little bit of the, I'll just give it a little piece here. Okay, pretend this is my pupil. We'll put the pupil there. Well, let's put the pupil the right way. Why don't we put it there? And then we'll put the eyelid over top. I don't know. Of course, the pupil's not round, so that's a problem. Why don't I make it round? I don't know. I really don't know. I want to do this now, but I do want to try it. Okay, let's try this. The pupil here. And then put the lid over top. And then you're going to have lashes on there. I actually think that would work, you know. Maybe put the pupil down a little bit more and the lid down a little bit more, like that. Kind of gives it, or maybe we need to angle the lid that way. Yes, there you go. Look at that. Now that I like. See, you just got to play around. I'm going to keep these because I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I think what I'll do with a little bit of white paint, I might just do a little bit of white here and a little white here around the pupil and leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's going to be cute. And then, of course, it's going to have eyelashes. And this will all be stitched in. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Are you going to try an eyelid on your eye? I think that's going to be actually pretty darn cute. You know that? Okay, well, I'm glad I did this today. Thank you for being patient with me. But this is how I work. I just get an idea and I play around and see what happens. If I don't like it, I scrap it. If I like it, I use it. This is your bear. You do it however you want to do. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just however you want your bear to be. But I kind of think I like that. So I'm going to put these pieces in a special little place. And I'm going to use those. So there we go. Eyes are sorted. You can use, like I said, you can use felt, you can use fabric, you can use plastic, you can use whatever you want, or you could just paint your eyes on. You don't even need to use a fabric or thread. You can just paint them on if you really want to. If you're really artistic that way, you can do a good eye just by painting. So have fun with your eyes, and I will see you again when we get a little bit further with our bears. I hope you enjoy this, and good luck with making your bears. I'm thinking about starting a new Facebook group. I do have a Facebook page right now, Erndales, but it is public, and I don't want this to be public. So I'm thinking of starting another one where we can all share our bears. What do you think? Leave me a comment if you would like me to do that, and I'll do that. Okay, so have fun, create, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.